Okay, introducing my next featured artist on my radio show and podcasts. Taking time out of her busy schedule, we have um, we have the lovely Holly Wild joining me right here, right now. How are we, Holly?
Very good. Very good. I'm pleased to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. That's what I like to hear. First, welcome to my show. And how's your day going so far? How's life treating you?
Look, it's pretty good, I have to say. It's Friday, so that's always good. And I managed to get to yoga this morning, which is even better. Yeah, we're coming into summer here in Sydney, so life is
Great.
good. It's shining.
And just looking at the background of this interview, where people can listen to it on my podcasts, YouTube, and so on. Looking on your background, you're very musical. You got your recording set up and your guitars as well.
Yes, always. Piano over there, guitars. Yeah, look, it's always good to have everything handy, reminding me to practice, reminding me to get on with it. And, I try to, work on my craft every day, whether it's a bit of songwriting or a bit of production or a bit of something. There's always so much to do.
Oh, that sounds good to me. And well, I know a little bit about you, but can you just tell my listeners a little bit about yourself, please? You know, where you're currently based in the world at this moment and kind of like your musical background.
Absolutely. I am based in Sydney. I've lived in a few places overseas, but pretty much Australia's home. And I look, been loved music forever. My dad played guitar, and he would always have a guitar in the lounge room. And every night he'd be playing the classics, Dire Straits, Roy Orbison, the Beach Boys, everyone in yeah, a wide selection of tunes. And my sister and I would be the backup singers. We were sitting on his knee, and we'd be performing at every family function, whether it's Christmas or birthdays or anything. It was, so we've always sort of done that as a family. And my sister and I have both gone on to be musicians. I studied music at a university in Sydney, and yeah, just been working on it ever since and collaborating with lots of people all over the world, which is just the best thing that came out of COVID, as far as I'm concerned, is just the technology that allows you to do that. I'm working crazy hours, working with East Coast, US, and West Coast, everywhere, Europe, and it's just great that I get to do that. I love, like, I've got friends all over the world that I've never even met in real life that I speak to often, and it's amazing.
Yes, so doing like the virtual interviews, sometimes you do feel that you get to know the person personally, and then when you meet them in real life, it's like, oh, I know you. It does seem that way.
Totally. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I guess we're just getting more and more used to it now. It was such a weird thing, not that long ago, just to be doing everything over Zoom, and now it's so normal.
Hmm. Have you ever had any experience with AI music at all? That element of it yet? What's that like?
Yeah, look, I'm actually in this club called the Billboard 500 Club, and we collaborate regularly. We have songwriters, producers, artists, and we work in teams, and we work on live sync briefs where we might be pitching a song to film a TV or a commercial or whatever. And we also write for our own artist projects. And one of the one of the weeks we had an AI session, and we used Suno and some of the other AI music creation platforms. Yeah, which so we're really definitely dabbling in that, but I find it's not quite there yet. I mean, it's amazing to get, perhaps, definitely not there for lyrics. Lyrics are really
Hmm.
generic and just, but sometimes you might get like a musical idea that even just like one little melodic riff that you're like, oh, that's great. That could be developed, and that could be.
Hmm.
So there's definitely a place for it. I'm not using it much, I have to say. I know some people are, and there's probably, like any AI, you got to learn how to prompt it. You've got to learn how to speak to it, and that's when you get the best results from it. But yeah, it's pretty amazing what, like, when some people are using it to, like, a man will sing the song and then convert it into a female voice, and that's what I find quite incredible. The
Yeah.
someone showed me a song the other day and it was his voice, but it was a girl, an AI girl, and it was incredible. I didn't recognize it as AI. I mean, it's like some of the images coming out in, of, Donald Trump or whoever it might be. Like sometimes you look at them and it's like, I wonder if that's real. Like yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Maybe we can touch on that maybe another time. So just mention about like, your musical background and to get to where you are at this moment. You're busy
Yes.
promoting a song called Messy. Where did your inspiration for this song Messy come from?
Ooh, look, my partner is like one of those like tough guys, and he doesn't really show stress. And I mean, that's the always the impression that I got. And just, I just remember one night he just like lost it. Like, and then I was like, I don't understand what's going on with you. And he said, well, this is happening and this is happening and this is happening. And I had no idea about any of these things that were obviously like bubbling away in him and just causing him all of this grief. And I realized that like so many people think they've got to be strong for everybody else around them and like not maybe tell people the real story about what's going on in their head. And like that can really, build up and build up and build up to the point where eventually it's got to come out eventually in some way or another. And it doesn't always come out in a great way. And so the song was like really written for all the tough guys. It's like, you don't always need to be strong. I mean, it's amazing that you are, but you can be vulnerable. You can wear your heart on your sleeve. You can share the load, because I really want you to share the load. I want to be here for you. Like you're there for me. So tell me everything and I'll tell you everything. And together we're so much stronger. And yeah, that's really the main message behind the song.
Great. I guess we're all human after all, and with the exterior, I suppose you have to have the interiors to kind of hold everything together
Yeah,
in a
that's true.
sense. Brill.
Absolutely.
Thanks for explaining that. Have you managed to do like a music video to accompany this video? Sorry, this single, yeah.
I haven't I've done a performance video, but I haven't done a music video for this one.
That's good. Sometimes performance videos or lyric videos or visualizers are just as good as, like, say, a video shot on location.
Yeah, look, I've definitely done my fair share of music videos, but yeah, we loved the performance video and we thought that's it for this one.
Yeah. So, Messi, that's out on all good available platforms, all the ones we hear of, Spotify, Apple, and so on.
Absolutely. You can pretty much
Cool.
find it everywhere. So yeah, I'd love you guys to check it out and play it.
Yeah. Another song you released, well, not so long ago, which is in your discography. If I stand correct, it's called Hard to Love, and that was
Yes.
even given a remix as well from Jolly and
Yeah.
Patch.
Yes.
And on this record, how would you kind of describe everything, like the sounds and the process of making the song, the
Yeah.
meaning as well?
Look, this song was just one of those songs where actually it was actually written about one of my children. And my daughter was I was up all night with her, and it was a really tough night. And you know I was the strong person for her. I was there for her, and this had been going on for a long time. And of course, I'm her parent. Like I am always going to be there for her. But it was, I guess, a really heartbreaking the next day, because she got up and she just left. And she didn't give me a second thought, and she just moved on and she got on with her day. And there's a lyric in the song, I get Monday to Fridays and your friends get the weekends. She's so fantastic with everybody else and so much fun with everybody else, but so, you know, tough on me. And I was a little bit heartbroken, but of course we've resolved all of this. But in that moment, I was like, why do you have to be so hard to love? All I want to do is love you, but I don't feel like I'm getting that same love back. So it feels like a song written about a partner. But, I don't think anybody knows really. Actually, it was written about a child. So, but it's really just about that two-way relationship. Like you give so much to someone and they don't necessarily always, they maybe take you for granted. There is just that feeling of, oh, can you, can you give me a little bit of something as well? Because I'm human and I'm a person and I want to be there for you and I will always be there for you, but love me too. So it was just how I felt in that moment. And yeah, it's been one of those songs that just people love. It's really catchy. It's got a pop electro sort of feel, but it still has really deep, resonant lyrics. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's a very heartwarming backstory there. And Jolyon Patch, is he a DJ from your country, is he?
yeah,
Or
he
she?
is. He's an Aussie DJ and he does amazing remixes. He created a really funky, it's a really cool, sort of has a bit of a nostalgic vibe to it. And yeah, it's had great radio play here in Australia and been received really well. So I was pretty happy with that.
That's ace. And where you work with the DJ or DJs, are there any other fellow musicians that you wish to or like to collaborate with on your list?
Ooh, so many. Look, I do love I love playing live. My sister's a DJ. She does like live vocals over her electronic music, and also produces her own music and sings.
Mm.
And I do love the idea of turning my sort of folky poppy songs, if they've got great melodies, like turning them into a song that people can dance to. So we've got some amazing musicians in Australia. I love Flight Facilities. I don't know if you're across those
Mm.
guys. They're Australian. I do love an Aussie artist, obviously, and supporting my own local people. Yeah, they would be a great artist to collaborate with, and they're fun. I've seen them live. They do a great live show, and they bring in artists who sing live, like different vocalists that sing over the top of their DJ set. So yeah, they'd be top of my list.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I know Natalie and Bruley has been touring this side of
Ah,
late.
actually,
Which is she an artist that ranks high on your register or you know of?
I love Natalie. I think I've done a little mini cover of Torn on,
Mm.
that her one of her hit songs from many moons ago. I did a little mini cover of that on TikTok or Reels, I can't remember, a while ago. Yeah, she's a classic Aussie. I don't actually know what she's released lately, but I know her old stuff and yeah,
Mm.
she's clever.
Yeah.
She's a great
And
artist.
you mentioned in the guitar in the background there, her version of Torn, the acoustic MTV rendition's really good, isn't it? If you managed to
Oh,
hear that.
okay. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't listened.
Yeah, you like that one. It's like an
Actually, it's
acoustic
not.
version of Torn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did
MTV.
that. Yeah. How was that old or a new
Yeah, I think
version?
it's quite old actually. It's been around for a number of years plus.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Would you say you're quite a creative person as well?
Yes. It's so funny. I was thinking about this the other day that when I was a child, I didn't really think of myself as a creative person. It's, yeah, maybe I did a drawing at school and someone said, and I decided in that moment, well, I mustn't be a very good artist. So as a kid, I never thought of myself as creative. And then I've gone on to be a musician, a photographer. I mean, I did all of the things that I've ever done are creative, which is so crazy that we put limits on ourselves and we decide things about ourselves when we're younger. But and that sort of can potentially define us, which is such a shame. But I managed to, recognize that. And I think we can actually do whatever we want as long as we put in the hours. They
Mm.
say 10,000 hours, right? So even
Yeah.
if you don't think you're a good piano player or a guitarist or a good cook or a good singer, if you put in the time, you can actually learn it. You can do anything.
Mm. That's for sure. Like, I mean, back in the day, people would think like a creative person is a skilled drawer, but it's anything to do with like, using your imagination and put it into like arts or, perspective.
Yeah, totally.
That's nice. Next question going to ask for you now. Yeah, another song which is doing well for you. Is it called Cuts Me Up?
Ah, yes.
And is that an opening? Is that track three on your album Fire? You have an album called Fire.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's my latest album, Fire. And Cuts Me Out. It's probably one of my favorites. It's just got this sort of, low key, jazzy, folky, like acoustic sort of intro. And then it comes in with this big, epic chorus, like a little bit electronic and a little bit just, it has this real moment to it in the chorus. And yeah, I really like that one. I get good feedback from that song. It's probably one of my favorites. I love playing that one live. Yeah, it just has a big full sound and yeah, yeah.
And the album Fire. How many tracks are on there?
I think there's 11 or 12 on the album.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
they get a good dozen tracks or so. The listener.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those albums where it's got a real mix of, there's some deep, heavy, sort of emotional songs. Like Inside My Head is like, oh, got that really goes quite introspective and quite emotional. And then there's like Chance to Breathe, which is uplifting and summery and feel like tastes like summer. So there's a bit of everything on the album. Ranges got like folky, poppy to a bit of like indie pop rock. So I'm proud of the album because I feel like it takes people through a journey.
And do you have like one personal favorite track, or do each of the single ones mean a lot to you? Each and every one.
Hmm. Oh, that's a good one. Maybe Cuts Me Up's my favorite, or I love Fire as well. That's got a big epic cinematic feel to
Yeah.
it, and I'm I really love that one as well.
Of course, Fire being the title track of the album.
Yes, absolutely.
So that will go well simultaneously then if that's one of your faves.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's produced really well by this great producer, David Arkwright. He did such an amazing job with some of the songs, and that one in particular, just I feel like he really nailed the production on that, and it just lifts into this big, opens up into this big cinematic track. It's cool.
Hmm. And do you have any gigs planned coming up, like up to Christmas? I know you've played or playing at the Lazy Bones Lounge this week.
Yeah, Saturday actually, tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be fun. We've got an acoustic act beforehand and a DJ that live vocals afterwards. So it's something for everyone on Saturday night. Um, yeah, I've got a private gig. I don't have a whole lot of, I'm really working on new music at the moment, so I don't have a whole lot of shows that I've planned, but I do plan on getting around
Hmm,
early next year. That's
that's
the
good.
goal.
Do you do
Yeah.
like say like standard gigs, like where you like do like weddings or covers or
Look,
tributes?
we do throw some covers into our show, but we don't do just a covers set. So we do a mix of original and covers. So yeah, not so much weddings, but the odd, obviously, if it's requested,
Yeah.
but we're more playing, local venues, corporate events,
Yeah.
and private parties. Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Live music venues then.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what is good. Yes, so how looking forward to 2025, is that looking promising year for you?
Absolutely. Oh, look, yeah, I just can't believe how fast this year's gone. It's insane. But I think that always happens when you're busy, doesn't it? But
Yes,
working
yeah.
on new music and really excited about some of the collaborations that I've got with people coming up for next year. So, and yeah, I would really love to release another album. So, putting all of that together, it's busy. It takes so much coordination,
Yeah.
organization with all the musicians and producers and yeah, it's definitely keeping me out of trouble. So
Mm.
I'm excited. 2025 will be a
Yeah.
good year.
Do you get a chance to travel, around your country, your continent, or even overseas?
Yeah, look, I did. I produced the last album. Half of it was produced in LA, so that was really fun. I loved that. Just being thrown in the deep end, arriving, being given this enormous car and hitting those, I don't know what they have, 12 lane freeways and just
Yeah,
with like severe jet lag and then showing up at the studio, right, we're going to sing this song. And it was literally the day after I landed. I was so exhausted, so tired. But this the song that actually sounded amazing. I had like I couldn't believe the producer chose Inside My Head as the first song because that was like the hardest song to sing. It just like hits this really hard part of my voice. And anyway, like adrenaline got me through and we smashed out a great song. And yeah, look, I obviously get to travel to do the production and I want to see lots of Australia. I've been sending out lots of albums and getting lots of private messages saying, please come to, Brisbane or Tasmania or Western Australia. Like there's lots of cities in Australia
yeah.
I'm getting requests for. So I will definitely be doing a bit of travel next year.
That's good. And I guess with the traveling, seeing like all these places comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Never been before Australia, but I hear good things about Perth, which is on your
Oh
west
yeah.
side.
I actually just got back from Perth.
Have you? What was that
My
like?
It was great. My bestie moved over there and she's like, come and visit me. I don't know anyone. So I went over and we went to this amazing little island off Perth called Rottnest Island. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's this tiny little island that you boat across. I think it's like half an hour boat ride. And it's got this little furry creature. It's like looks like a little teddy bear called a quokka, and the only place they're found. And you walk like they're so because I guess they've got no predators because they're so unafraid of you and you just they're all over the place and they have these incredible beaches and we were snorkeling and looking at coral and there's no cars so it's just bike riding around this island and yeah it's very spectacularly beautiful.
Uh,
So I would highly recommend getting over to Western Australia and seeing Perth and go to Rottnest Island.
Seems like the safest place to be at the moment, just away from everywhere,
Oh, totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are you
uh,
based, by the way? Where are
yeah,
you?
we are here in UK, so
Where are you?
Birmingham, yeah,
Birmingham.
West Midlands, yeah. So we're in the centre of everywhere. Well, England anyway, central England. Yeah, and are you on like social media, like TikTok and YouTube, Facebook and so on? Which out of them is your favorite where people to follow you?
Fantastic. Look, Hollywood Music, Instagram is probably, my top pick. Obviously, Facebook as well. Definitely, I'm speaking to people on Facebook all the time. TikTok, I'm there, not as often, but I'm there. And YouTube, we're always putting on new content up on YouTube. So
Yeah.
whatever your favorite platform
Yeah.
is, I'm pretty much there. Come and
Great.
find me. I would
And
love.
how do you find TikTok? I hear it's like really crazy. People can put video on and they can get like up to like hundreds of thousands of like followers.
Yeah, look, obviously, I've had a few videos like usually like ridiculous videos that aren't even music related that like get a million views or something, but I don't think too much of it. It's really the connection that I want with people is like it's not just I liked your video, it's the wow, your music's really speaking to me.
Mm,
I'd love to know more about you. And it's that real fan connection that I love. People actually dropping me a genuine message and
yeah.
asking a question or you know, sharing something about their life and connecting with me. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's always fun when you see your videos go crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good. Very, very grounded answer. I guess like with when people accumulate like masses of internet views, um, people can get absorbed into it, but it's really the essence of, the person having a personal connection with someone like the audience is
yeah.
there's no better feeling. You can have all the luck in the world, but when you're performing in a room, it's a better situation to be in.
Oh, totally,
Mm,
100%.
mm. It's that connection, isn't it? Real
Yeah,
connection.
yeah, like a love heart or a, emoji is not really gonna change your life. I got a
Mm,
message the other day from someone that was, I sent them a CD because I was running a promotion on Facebook. Just, come and join. I'm like, if you like the music, I'd be happy to send you my first EP just to connect with you. And they wrote me back this, they're saying they'd worked in music forever and they don't ever usually do these sort of online promotions. And he took a chance and he got the CD and he was playing it with his whole family and everyone absolutely loved it. And there was one particular song and he, like, the message was just so incredible. And he was so, like, yeah, I guess just so stoked with what he received. And
mm.
it was just made my day to get a message like that from someone. That's the sort of thing that making music worthwhile.
That's nice. Um, and I was just going to say, well, thanks for coming on just to chat about, where your musical journey and tell us a little bit more about, yourself and what have you. Wish you a continued success and best wishes with your latest endeavors going into 2025. Okay.
Thank you
And
so much. I really appreciate
And
it.
one thing which is always left for me to do at the end of an interview is play one of your records. Should we go with Messi? That's your current promo, isn't it? You're
Go
getting
on,
out
do
there.
it. Absolutely. I'd love you to. Thank
Right,
you.
brilliant. Pleasure's all mine. All right.
Have an epic evening, rest of
Yeah,
evening.
have a great day, Holly. While joining me on today's radio show here in the UK.